Thank you for tuning into the Frankenstein Brothers. You got me. My name is David. You got this other cat. That's my brother Cedric. And we're excited to bring to you the top 5 R&B artists that could steal your girl. Now, I'm not saying would steal your girl, but flat out could. And you know what I'm saying.
Right.
Sid, you want to give us one of your first ones?
First ones. Okay, now I'm not gonna go as far as to say they could steal my girl, because what I'm saying. But what I will say is this. You wouldn't want to leave them in the room when you walk out the room and then wonder what they're talking about after they get back in the room. How about that?
Okay. And I respect that because that's a good qualifier. Okay.
Now, I can't lie. If I have to go with this purely on singing ability, I got to go back to Detroit on this one. And I don't like Keith Washington. Keith Washington got with them angelic voices. You know what I'm saying? That guy, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That's the dude you knock out when ain't nobody looking. For real. I'm saying.
That's funny you said that. So for those who don't know, Keith Washington, and Keith, if you're watching, I'm not saying you're not a big deal, but what I'm saying is you were a bigger deal somewhere around the realm of 1990.
I don't even know if it's so much a song as you wouldn't want him to open his mouth around your girl. Like it's literally, you know the axe handle that you take off for the axe? You take off the axe itself, take the axe handle, and if he began to talk, you just bow right there in the mouth. Bow. You know what I'm saying?
So you said Keith Washington. And I respect Keith Washington. I see your Keith Washington, and I'll raise you a Raphael Sadiq. And here's why.
Woo, Raphael Sadiq.
Raphael Sadiq has made a deal with the devil and apparently doesn't get old. He has been 22 for 32 years. Number one. Right. Number two, he literally has songs for locations in the world, in the country, and times of year. He got a song for what happens in the bedroom. He got a song what happens on your wedding day, and you know he has a song for what happens on your anniversary. And that boy's 11 minutes. Shout out to the folk who got through the whole 11 minutes, and you know what I'm talking about.
You're a bad dude.
Right. Let's be very clear, because that extended boy is too much.
For real.
What he should have had was three songs. Had like the short version for when it's just time to get through. Had the 5-minute boy, you know what I'm saying? And then feel free to drop the 15 minutes off him if something's broken and I'm not working right that night.
Right, you be talking about like baseball, grand slams. Oh no, not grand slams. Basketball, 23 points, 3 minutes left. No, not 3 minutes left. You know what I'm saying? I feel you on that.
Yeah, I really feel strongly about Sadiq. So if we end up with a number one, I guarantee I'm gonna say him. Who's your number two?
I will see your Sadiq, and I will raise you, Aaron Hall.
You got to explain that one because that brother kind of nasty.
Exactly. He is not the guy you want to leave your girl around when you're not in the room. Aaron Hall is the nasty man himself. You know, he be like, all that, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta thing, that New Jack Swing thing. Come on, man. He brought that into play. You can't do like that around your woman.
You know what's funny? I wonder, if we be honest, with the way Aaron Hall used to dance in the 90s, could you ever possibly be overweight if you could dance like that? So when you get his singing ability, and the fact that he's always going to be in shape, you got a dangerous cat.
Well, then also you have to remember though, because you can't actually dance like that and be overweight. Shout out to Heavy D.
Wow. All right, so I hear your Aaron Hall, and I respect it. Now I'm going to dig deep.
Now remember, this is only the 90s, okay? Go ahead.
And that's fair, but some of these cats had hits all the way through. I'm going R. Kelly. And here's why.
You can't go R. Kelly. R. Kelly's Aaron Hall. R. Kelly's Aaron Hall .01. You know, it's not even 0.2, 0.01. So
he's even there, especially in the 90s. But you got to remember,
now, he's even nastier.
Wow. And we got R. Kelly from 90 until 99. That's a whole lot of R. Kelly. That's 12 play. That's bump and grind. That's all of that. R. Kelly's a
nothing but a number.
I'm talking about wives and daughters. I'm talking about hide your kids, hide your wife, because he gonna get with everybody out here.
Right.
I'm talking about don't leave him in the kindergarten classroom and don't leave him in your church. He got something for all of it.
He believes he can fly.
And apparently he had to get sat down to prove he could not.
Right. Okay. I'll raise your R. Kelly. I will raise your R. Kelly, and I'll go Devontae Swing.
Wow. Let's talk about Devontae. Some consider the brains behind Jodeci.
Right. The super producer himself. 15 tracks, all super stellar. Stellar.
I say stellar, but it's up to you though. Now here's why I'm going to challenge that Devontae. Because he's bad at managing money. Because if he could handle money, he would still have signed Timberland. He'd have signed Pharrell. He would have signed Tweet. He'd have signed Genuine, and he would have signed Missy. A dude that's destined to be broke. I don't know if he could possibly quite steal your girl.
That's possibly true. But women like projects. Devontae would work out.
Okay. I like your Devontae, and I respect that. I'm going to go Stevie Wonder.
The time is 6:19 a.m.
Hello?
Hi, Stevie. This is Kia.
Hi. How you doing?
You were supposed to be here, remember? This was supposed to be our day.
Every day is our day.
And God, Stevie Wonder for the 90s, because he still had him. He had a little ditty called Jungle Fever, and that's just the one I'm going to name. He had other stuff he was still doing. Ribbons in the Sky, he was still touring with that. So here's why I stretched and came with Stevie. Number one, he's the type of cat your girl would never see coming. And he for sure wouldn't see her coming. That's number one. Number two, Stevie Wonder, what you gonna really say about him? Your grandma already likes him. Your mama's gonna respect him. Your dad's gonna let you go out. He gonna think ain't nothing gonna happen. And he gonna mess around and wonder what happened to Steve. Because somewhere in there, he gonna get up from that piano.
I will see your Stevie Wonder, and I'll drop down the ace of spades itself. Mr. Light-skinned pretty boy himself. Number one, the guy you do not want around your woman, Al B. Shore.
But if you're gonna say Al B. Shore, why wouldn't you say Christopher Williams?
Because this girl was called in on Video Soul, and she called Christopher Williams and Al B. Shore wannabe to his face. She might have been dating.
Here's the thing. Are you telling me Christopher Williams could look in the mirror and deny it?
Golly. I've always wondered, like, how does Puffy claim that as his son when you look like you've cloned Al B. Shore?
Yeah, and it's serious business. But it's easy to claim somebody as your son when somebody else don't want them on their taxes. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Head just blew off my shoulders. You know what I'm saying? How do you come back to that one?
But I'm going to come with the king of the 80s, and I'm going to say Michael Jackson.
Come on,
now. Very honest. If there is a dude, he could and probably literally could have. He could have got your grandma number, could have got your mama number, your auntie number, that third world country cat number.
All he gonna do is go play my puppy. I mean, I ain't worried about Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson is a problem. What you gonna do if your girl would faint around him upon sight?
The thing is this right here with Michael Jackson, and don't get me wrong, talent-wise, abilities, or don't get me wrong, dancing, I'd punch him in the throat. If you try to dance around my girl, I'd have to punch him in the throat. But literally, Michael Jackson is more interested than the monkey in the cage. The monkey. Michael Jackson is in the cage.
I respect that. That's funny. I still think Michael Jackson's a problem. Who's your number five?
Number five, probably the deadliest, prettiest man to walk in the 1990s. Barely walked because he had to use high heels. And that would be Prince.
Wow. Yeah, so I'm shocked that we both have the same cat listed. Why Prince for you?
Cause he got that deep voice thing, and he'd be like, "Yeah, you wouldn't go." He go all deep and everything else. That and he, he's a guy you can't really beat up because he's a little fella. But I work him over. I really would. You wouldn't be coming and talking that pretty boy stuff, especially if it's sing as well as you do and the pitch. But technically, Prince ain't R&B. Prince is more like what is it called? Funk. Prince is more funk.
Oh, now that might be disrespectful. So you're telling me if you break down by definition, rhythm and blues, Prince is not in that category. That's like saying James Brown ain't R&B. That's like calling him funk just because it was funky.
He might be the king of funk.
Just because it was funky don't make him funk. I believe so.
Frankenstein.
Here's why I say Prince. Number one,
Why do you say Prince?
we talking about the type of
Prince is
cat who
dangerous. Prince is
we
dangerous.
talking about the type of cat who probably get his hair done at the same salon as your girl. We talking about the type of cat who goes shopping with your girl and walk off with the same clothes as your girl.
Right, in the same
Talking
shop.
about a cat. Cat might be prettier than your girl. You got a whole lot of danger at one time. And if I saw a Prince, literally, I'd have to pick him up and body slam that cat to make sure he don't get nowhere near my girl, because that's a problem. That being said, you have heard it here. Ced gave you his top 5. I gave you my top 5. And these were top 5 R&B artists that could steal your girl. If you have a top 5, please feel free to drop those in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe, and feel free to share this with your friends. Let us know who you decided was your top 5 R&B artists of all time that could steal your girl.
Now hold up. Don't forget. Tell them about the $100 when you hit 500 subscribers.
No, you go ahead and break it down.
Okay. This is what we're going to do. When we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to give one of you, our subscribers, a call. He's going to pick up the number. He's going to mix them all around. He's going to grab somebody's number out of there, somebody's email. He's going to enter the information, and he's going to call them, email them and say, hey, get in contact with me. And we're going to, what's it called? Cash App? We're going to do a Cash App directly to you, $100 just for being one of our subscribers.